All right, we just finished Misfits 18, and I was right. It was better than 17, and now we got two good back-to-back events when we were on a dry streak with influencer boxing, when there was a bunch of bad events, bad main events, and now we're right back on track. And they just announced Slim versus Gibb. That's huge. I'm honestly going to make that a separate video. I'll probably make it tomorrow. But let's just get into the first fight. First fight was Big Tobes versus Kells. So this is on me for a lack of research, but Big Tobes was not Big Tobes. Kells was the bigger fighter, and I assumed otherwise. I said the Short King was gonna let me down, so I wasn't gonna pick him. Turns out the Short King let me down anyways, without me even knowing he was a Short King. Obviously, there were heavyweights, so me calling him a Short King is literally just saying he was a smaller fighter. But yeah, so Kells ended up getting knocked down earlier in the fight with a huge shot. Went face down, almost like he was out, but he ended up answering the count. Ended up getting his groove as the fight went on, and then ended up dropping Big Tobes with a straight right. It was a nasty straight right hand. Sent him down. He tried to get up, but he was like falling into the ring post and everything. And Kells gets a knockout for the first fight. I gotta say, I gotta stop doubting these debuting heavyweight fights, because if there's any type of debuting fight, it should be the big boys, because they fucking throw hammers. And we always see knockouts in these things, so a good first fight. Next fight we had Nikki Rue versus Cora Jade. 0-2. This is clearly the best prediction channel of all time. I literally so bad so far. I'll try to pick it up, but Cora Jade was really good keeping her distance. Nikki Rue was having real trouble getting inside, and Nikki Rue was saying after the fight that she wasn't expecting Cora Jade to be that good. I wasn't either, because she was saying that she didn't train a full camp and all these things, but she looked a lot better than I thought. So it was pretty one-sided, to be honest. Nikki Rue couldn't get inside. She was all bloody from the jab. She was getting hit with the jab the entire time. So yeah, Cora Jade gets a win by decision. I started 0-2, but honestly, Cora Jade got some real potential in the full camp. Next fight was Idris Virgo versus Fez Batista. Now, I probably walked into this one predicting Fez. I thought he was going to bring a fight, but oh, sweet Jesus. Idris just tore his body apart from the opening bell. He literally sent Fez down 5 times. 0-3, you know, it is what it is. Fez had heart getting up that many times. He took some real painful shots from Idris. So they also ended up having both of the pro tournament fighters fighting twice in the same night. Idris got him out in the first round, and then Benson Henderson ended up having a longer fight, which I'll get to. So I kind of want to cover all at once, but I'll do it separately. So Idris gets a easy win over Fez, and then moves on to the tournament against Benson later on in the same show, which I thought was pretty dumb, but it is what it is. I was shaving when the Big Tobes fight happened, but I did get my reaction to Fez get messed up.
And then he's a shot upstairs. I mean, Idris Virgo, he's 14-0 for a reason, man.
He absolutely is.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh fuck. So yeah, not my proudest take whatsoever. Next, we had Ashley Raksu versus Tristan Ham. Now, I called this based off, like, if it went to decision, Ashley was going to win. But I'm not going to lie, I don't agree with the decision. I feel like Tristan was putting on the pressure the whole time. I feel like he was walking down Raksu the whole time. I feel like he was landing the better shots. But they ended up thinking that Ashley ended up outscoring Tristan, so I don't know. I don't agree with the decision, which makes me 0-4, which is unreal. But I do walk in a little bit later in the card. I'll tell you about that in one second. So next we had another debuting fight. We had Lewis Bowden versus George Stokey. Sorry. But Lewis Bowden, I got this one right. 1-4. Let's fucking go. George was doing good too. Like, he was in there, he was taking all of Lewis's shots and he was throwing back, but Lewis was just landing the better shots. They were both in there scrapping. I respect them. Yeah, it was 16-ounce gloves, but most people wouldn't even step in a ring with 16-ounce gloves, you know? So I respect both of them. They're both trolls on Twitter, so they both would get clowned if they got knocked out. It didn't end up happening, but it still ended up being a good scrap. It was actually a case where, like, debuting Misfits fights actually felt like it belonged to now that they're higher level fights on the card. So yeah, good scrap. Okay, so next fight we had Chris Avila versus Benson Henderson. Now this was I wouldn't say an unexpected good fight, but I just expected Chris Avila to outclass Benson Henderson because he's always been so smooth in the ring. It almost looks like he's sparring in there. It doesn't seem like he needs to try. But Benson Henderson really came in prepared. He gave pressure the entire fight. All 5 rounds just in Chris Avila's chest, changing angles, but more so at the end of the first fight. But he was changing angles, he was dodging shots, he was shooting his straight left into there, connecting way more shots than Chris Avila, and ended up getting the decision over him. This is another one I got wrong, 1-6, but hey, I hope they keep bringing back Benson Henderson because his style of fighting, even though it was clinch heavy in the second fight, I'll talk about it. Man, the pressure and the fact that it was his first and second fight and then he was fighting like that against those guys, he's going to be good in Misfits. Former UFC champion, big name. I'm a big fan of Benson Henderson now. I'm fine with losing this one. So yeah, a very good fight. All right, next, my prediction, like all the other fights, this makes up for it because Julie Polka wins by dominant fashion over Crystal Pittman. I'm going to say Elle and Julie are special for women's fighters, I'm telling you. Even if it's just the influencer level, they're so exciting to watch. Very high-paced fighting. Crystal just had no answers for Julie. Julie was just pressuring her the whole time, landing big shots. It seemed like Crystal Pittman's knee blew out at one point, and she kept fighting. So these bare-knuckle women are tough. Obviously, I don't need to say that. They're already in bare-knuckle. She was very tough to finish the fight, but Julie ends up getting a decision. The most beautiful fighter in the world. So yeah, Julie gets it done easily. I can't wait to see what you got next. Next was Joey Knight versus Lil Cray Cray. Now this was one that it was very odd overall. I thought Joey was gonna win. And Lil Cray Cray was just too much. His movement was too much. He was so fast getting out of range. And this, you see, I love True Jordy on commentary, but you can't have him on commentary when his best friend is fighting. It was some of the most biased things I ever heard. It was like, oh, Lil Cray Cray is just running the whole fight. This is Misfits boxing, not pro boxing. Bro, it's the best division in Misfits, and we're drifting from the influencers being shit. This is real boxing. Like, he was complaining the whole time about Cray Cray's fighting style. And Joey, at the end, got really aggressive and started landing. The truth is, Joey could have been doing that earlier. Like, he should have been pressing Cray Cray earlier, should have been throwing more. The fight started really slow. They were feeling each other out, which shows the levels that we're at now. So yeah, True Jordy was ripping apart Lil Cray Cray. He's a good announcer, but he shouldn't be announcing when Joey fights because that's probably the most biased commentary I've ever heard in my life. But Lil Cray Cray gets it done by decision. And Joey Knight will bounce back. He just needed to start a little bit faster. And yeah, I'll be excited to see what either of them do in the future. Okay, so next was a fight that I didn't even know was happening. So they wanted to finish the pro tournament in one night, I guess. So they had Benson Henderson, who made their debut today in boxing. He also did his second boxing fight tonight against a 14-0, now 15-0, now 16-0 pro Idris Virgo. So I don't know. I don't understand. He deserved a camp to go against a 15-0 guy, not in the same night. So I don't know. But, and another thing where I was frustrated, I think Benson actually won the fight. He outworked Idris the whole time, and Idris only fought one round against Fez. And Benson went 5 with Chris Avila in a fight where he was putting on pressure the whole time. Idris just put Fez down with body shots and went down 5 times, and that was it. And then Benson was still outworking Idris in the second fight. Like, I'm not saying it's a robbery because that means that it wasn't close. It was close. But Benson was putting on the pressure the whole time. He had Idris against the ropes. Sure, it was more clinching than people would like. But Benson definitely won that shit. I don't think that you should get outworked like that and win a fight. I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And especially since Idris only fought one round compared to Benson's 5. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Benson Henderson now, for sure. Former UFC champ. Clearly a dog in Misfits boxing. He should ask for the Idris rematch later. with a full camp, for real. Because I think he beat Idris with one camp for 2 fights. Like, I don't know. It was a very bad decision by Misfits, in my opinion. It ended up being a good fight, so they might say it doesn't matter, but don't be rushing the tournaments into one night like that. I don't care if they're pros. I just think it's a little bit silly. Right, and last but not least, the main event of the evening, Elle Brooke versus Jenny Savage. Another great fight. I've got to tell you, this was a really good card. Again, the other one I thought was alright but good. This one was very good, for sure. Elle Brooke was, oh my god, her movement was so good. Like, she was bouncing, she was going in and out of range, like, she was moving like a pro. Like, her feet was crazy. Like, I was very impressed, and of course she got power, but at first she was lighting Jenny Savage up. She didn't seem like she knew what to do in there. But as time went on, Jenny Savage got more comfortable, and she started landing some nasty straight lefts. Like, some straight lefts that I expect from, like, a male boxer. Like, they were fucking cracking Elle Brooke. But Elle Brooke was resilient, and she did too much in the opening round for Jenny Savage to catch up. So Elle Brooke ended up getting a split decision, but some people say that Jenny Savage ended up pulling that fight away because the accuracy. I would say maybe it could have been a draw. I don't know, but Elle Brooke ended up doing enough to get the win. I'm a fan of Jenny Savage now, though, for sure. She was good in the build-up, and she got a sniper left hand. I think if she goes up against anybody that's not Elle Brooke or Julie Polka, she can put somebody to sleep, I think. I think she should come back. Obviously, she's a bare-knuckle fighter. I don't know if that's her main thing, but I think they should have her back. Definitely. Oh, and another thing, those women are badass. Like, dead ass. Like, not even, like glazing or anything. Like, they were smiling at each other the whole time, just trading punches. They both had a smile on their face the whole time. I'm not even joking. Like, they were in war smiling. Like, that's some dope shit. Like, people don't give these influencers credit. Like, somebody like Elle Brooke, obviously I'm not going to talk about what she does outside the ring, but she's set with money. She doesn't need to do this. She's fighting because she wants to. She wants to fight. And Jenny Savage is a fighter, so regardless, she fights for a living, you know? I respect them. I really do. They were in there in war and they were smiling. And I think that's badass, for sure. So I ended up the night 3-6, which isn't good. I'm going to try to walk in better for the next one. But this was a very good card. Like I said, Elle Brooke wants the Paige Van Zant rematch. I think that's perfect because I don't really know who else Elle Brooke would fight at this point. I think that the Jenny Savage rematch after that would be good. So yeah, Misfits got a good thing going on right now, man. They just got the Gibb and Slim fight announced. They had 2 back-to-back good cards. And I think slowly more people will start talking about Misfits. And maybe this channel will blow up more. So I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll probably release a video tomorrow about Gibb and Slim. Maybe the UFC card tomorrow if it ends up being disappointing or ends up surprising me. And maybe the Canelo fight if Canelo gets beat or something crazy. We'll see what this channel ends up being. I appreciate y'all for being here. Peace out.